Hello, all aboard, and welcome to another episode of the Killer Author Club. We are here with our very own Killer Kaira Rouda, a founding member of the Killer Author Club, here to talk about her new thriller, Beneath the Surface. It's fantastic, you guys. It's book one of the Kingsleys out today. She's here on her release date. We have tons to talk about, so grab your cocktail, your list of questions for Kara, and sit tight. We will see you right back here in just a few seconds.
Thought you really loved me, guess I was wrong. Thought you'd never leave me, guess I was dumb. Waited like forever to be your plus one, but I guess you were done. Left me at
Hi, guys. I am Killer Kimberly Bell, along with founding member Heather Gudenkoff, and we are so excited to celebrate Killer Kaira Rouda's new book tonight in the clubhouse. The Killers and I started the Killer Author Club so that readers like you can interact with some of the best suspense and thriller authors in the business, killers like Sarah Pekkanen, Frida McFadden, viral TikTok sensation Lloyd Devereaux Richards, Angie Kim, Vanessa Lilly, so many more coming up later this year. Dates, times, etc. can all be found at killerauthorclub.com. But tonight, we're here with Killer Kara to talk about killing of this succession on the high seas variety, of course. Make sure to drop your questions in the comments, and though we can't get to them all, we will be scouring them to choose to ask our killer guest. If you're watching this on Facebook or have a Facebook account, check out our public group, Killer Author Club, or for our really hardcore killers, we have a private members-only group called the Killer Author Clubhouse, where we host our book clubs. And next up on October 17th, we have Christina McDonald and These Still Black Waters, which is an Amazon first reads pick this month. So if you are a Prime member, you can snag that one for free. So go do that right now as soon as we're done. And again, that happens exclusively in the clubhouse, and you do have to join. We also have a YouTube channel where you can stream us to your big flat screen TV on the wall, and you can find us all wasting entirely too much time on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all the socials. For links to everything, watch the comments or check out our Killer Author Club website, killerauthorclub.com. So now, without further ado, Heather, would you please officially introduce our killer guest?
I would love to. Killer Kara is a USA Today, Amazon charts, and international best-selling author, multiple award-winning author of contemporary fiction that explores what goes on beneath the surface. See what we did there. And of seemingly perfect lives. So her novel, The Next Wife, won 2 Silver Falchion Awards for Best Suspense Novel and runner-up to the Best Book of the Year. To date, her novels have been translated into a dozen languages. Active in the areas of homelessness, food security, and empowering women and girls in her 20s as a volunteer, she created the first emergency walk-in shelter for homeless families in Central Ohio. Kara lives in Southern California with her husband, former Congressman Kaira Rouda. So, okay, Kara, let's dive in with your favorite part of the show. Give us your elevator pitch.
I know the elevator pitch is always like the scary part. Oh my gosh, that's my phone.
It's like, is that me?
That was me. Wait, no, you gotta go away. I'm on the air. Okay, bye. I always have something happen. I'm so sorry. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that was my son FaceTiming me. I don't know. Okay.
Congrats, Mom, on your new release.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. I've already read it. I devoured it. Nope, probably not yet. Anywho, okay. Elevator pitch is it's White Lotus. If you guys have watched that, meets Succession on a yacht on a weekend trip to Catalina Island. That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Amazing.
So good.
Loved it.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk more about the book, but we have a little surprise for Kara waiting in the wings here.
We do.
So we are going to invite a very special guest on
Georgina, wake up.
There's Georgina, and Georgina
Hey.
was just kind enough to offer Kaira. You got an early read of Beneath the Surface before everybody else. And tell us why you love Kaira and why you love this book.
I just love her because look at her smile. It's the best smile that lights up whatever room you're in. And no, I adore you for so many reasons, not just because you're writing, but also how much you've supported me and all the other authors. And I adore you and I love spending time with you. And I can't wait to see you at the next conference. So congrats on launch day.
Thank you. So sweet. Thank you for being here. What a great surprise.
Do you happen to have your blurb handy? Do you know what you said about the book? Do you guys?
Yeah, I think I said almost exactly what Kaira just said, which was that White Lotus meets Succession on the open seas. That was my version. And since I love both shows, it was like the perfect marriage of putting those together on the boat. But gosh, what a family. You know, I think we all write about pretty disturbing families, but this one might have taken the cake.
I think you're right. I think you're right. It was so
They're
good.
pretty. They're bad. They're
To
very
talk
bad.
about.
Yeah.
So much to talk about. So
Yes.
yeah. So well, Georgina, thank you so much for being here and sharing.
Surprise!
So
I
great to
adore y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, that's one surprise. There may be more. We'll see what happens.
aside from any more phone calls. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, your son's next. No.
I know. He was calling to see what time to go in the green room. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to, we have so much more coming on, but we need to pause because I think we all need to toast Kaira for a killer cocktail. So what
Yes.
Kimberly?
Yes, Kaira, I see that instead of a cocktail recipe, you've chosen to go with straight up bubbly, which I appreciate that. Tell us about why you chose Veuve for your special drink.
Well, it's really funny because I don't know why, but in every room of the yacht, the refrigerators are all stocked with books. So they're just drinking champagne pretty much the entire book.
Morning tonight.
Pardon?
Morning tonight.
Oh yeah, morning tonight. So they're just all pretty much, I don't know, some of them shouldn't even be drinking and they just are. So that I just thought that would be, a great way to celebrate Pub Day. So yeah, there it is. So anyway, that is how I picked it.
Well, we need to say cheers to Kaira.
Aw,
For
thanks.
sure. Cheers, Kaira. Congrats.
Thanks, guys. And thanks for the surprise. That's it, right?
No.
Let's see.
You never know.
Yes. So a little bit more about the book and the rave reviews that have been coming in for Kaira. When the wealthy patriarch of a family business invites his children on a trip from Newport Beach to Catalina Island aboard his new yacht, Rouda fans will know to buckle their seatbelts. King Lear goes to the beach. Yes. And that's from Kirkus Reviews, which is a rave review from Kirkus. So congratulations.
Cranky Kirkus.
It
They
was-
liked it. That's always a
It offset the Publishers Weekly one, which we will not speak of.
oh,
So, and then Geneva Rose says, is Succession on a yacht in this delicious and fast-paced thriller. Beneath the surface has it all. Secrets, lies, and rich family drama filled with characters you love to hate. This was a twisty and entertaining ride I never wanted to end. Rouda at her best. That's from Geneva Rose, New York Times bestselling author of You Shouldn't Have Come Here. And from Michelle Campbell, bestselling author of It's Always the Husband, she says, Kaira Rouda has cornered the market on scandal and intrigue among the 1%. Suspenseful and glamorous, full of scheming and twists, beneath the surface is Succession meets Ellen Hildebrand. So what a rave.
I know, so nice. And it's so nice of these authors to take their time to do that. So yeah. So nice.
Absolutely. So, you're so used to putting other people on the hot seat, Kaira. So we now have a killer question for you. And that one is, Who do you kill?
Wow. And I didn't look at the script, so I didn't even know what the question was. It was pretty spontaneous. Like who are the people that are like, are you serious? Do you mean that really? I mean, can I talk about that? No, I'm kidding. So fictionally speaking, I love to kill bad people, usually people who are the worst behaving. I'd say in this particular novel that doesn't really follow my traditional killing type. So that's kind of the twist. One of the twists in this story is maybe the person that deserves it the most isn't the one who I killed, which it surprised me as well when I was writing. So anywho, but yeah, that's usually who I kill is hopefully the bad guy, and usually it's a very slow death. That's what I like. I like a slow, kind of painful death. But anywho, in this book, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But I can't
tell them about the text you sent us all while you were reading the book.
Me?
Yeah.
I think I posted that in the group. I texted the morning after I finished the book, because I read a lot in bed as I'm falling asleep. I read that. I got to that part, the twist that she's talking about, and I gasped out loud, and then I had to read it a couple times before I was like, what just happened here? So I texted, we have like a group text, the three of us, and I was like, I gasped out loud, literally, and I redacted it because I didn't know if Heather had finished the book or not. So I was like, I'm not going to say what the twist actually is in case Heather hasn't gotten there yet. But holy crap, it wasn't just who or what happened, and also who, but why it happened. That was what was so brilliant. That was what shocked me the most.
Yeah, it was so good. So good.
And I know that sounds like very, super vague, but go read the book and then let me know what you think.
Absolutely.
We can't tell you anymore. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's start with the Kingsleys, because holy crap, what a privileged family, right?
Right.
And so where did this family start in your head? Like, what was that first little seed of inspiration that made you go, oh, I can write not just one story about this family, but multiples, right? Because this is the first in a series.
Right. So the inspiration really came from two things. Montenegro, which you would never guess, that's a plot twist, and also just where we live by the beach, there are some yachts that come by regularly, and one of them is like Rick Caruso's yacht. So I'm always like, wow, what would it be like to be on a yacht like that, just cruising around anywhere you want? The Montenegro thing was we had gone to Croatia, as many people do, and then my husband's like, let's go to Montenegro. I'm like, why? I don't, okay. So we got, not that there's anything wrong with it, but it turns out most of the Russian oligarchs are all in Montenegro hiding their yachts, right? So we're staying at this hotel, and the view is of this marina, and there are 30 yachts, the biggest ones in the world. And you can get this app, and you can go on and find out who owns the yacht, where, what's special about it, all these features. And it was amazing. And the kids were out at a bar that night, and so it's all just crews of the yachts, just out. And they're like, but why are you here? No one comes here unless they're hiding in their yacht. It was really funny. So anyway, so then I started just thinking about yachts. I'm like, wow, and that way, writing a story about a yacht, you get to be on a yacht, well, in your mind while you're doing it. So then I'm online researching all these yachts and stomping around. It was super fun. Yeah.
Well, I was hoping that you would tell us that as part of research, you guys rented a yacht or
No, maybe.
No.
Yeah, maybe someday we'll get to go on. I have been on a boat to Catalina, like a catamaran. It's not quite the same as these things, because these are it's just massive. It's like you have your own city that's just going around wherever you want it to in the world. And yeah, you're kind of in your own little cocoon of privilege, drinking champagne.
Yeah. And it's not just, we talk about the 1%, but here's the little random factoid that I just discovered this past summer, because we were in a place where there were lots of yachts too. And I said, how many of those do you think there are? And nobody knew, but Google, of course, did. There are less than 5,000 on the planet of those yachts.
Okay.
like the big mega yachts,
They
right?
all go to Montenegro.
So that's not the 1%. That's the zero
Right.
zero 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 whatever 1%. Yeah.
I've been on a little fishing boat in a lake in Iowa. That doesn't quite count.
There are more of those.
Yeah, there really are a few more of those than the mega yachts. Yeah, they are they're crazy. There's, yeah, over the top. So that's where it came from. And then you have to make characters who fit the setting, right?
Yeah.
And so they had to be over the top as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about these brothers. We've got the golden child Ted and the fixer John, and the lengths that they go to try to get their father's approval. Where did the brothers come from?
I don't know, because again, I don't plot. So really it's like, but I knew that the yacht was going to play the role of, like, I knew the setting. And so it started out, I think the book started with Paige as the first character in my head. So I knew that I'd put, and she's the wife of Ted, one of the sons, and she's probably the most normal or relatable person of it all, because she's, not from extreme wealth. She married into this family. And so I thought, like, stepping into the family through her eyes in the first chapter kind of made sense. And so she's great. Ted's not so great. And then you meet John and Rachel, and John's not so great, and Rachel's pretty great. So, and then my favorite was, I had no idea this was going to happen, but they're on the yacht and they're sailing over to Catalina Island, and the brothers think it's just the two of them fighting for to be the heirs. And all of a sudden the sister shows up, the wayward sister. And I love how she came too.
And you didn't plan her. You didn't plan her little sister.
She just
that was one of the best entrances in literature, I think.
Thank you. I loved it too. I just loved him. Like, how would she arrive? She's going to arrive. So yeah, that was fun to write too.
Make a splash for sure.
Yeah.
So, but what is it you think about, like, this 1% or 0.0001% that we love to hate so much? Like, what's the fascination? Why do people love reading about these crazy?
Well, and Brian said in the comments that Succession was an inspiration for sure. I love Succession. I thought that show was great. And it's people, I think we all like to read about these people because they're so far removed from the world we all live in. Like, we really actually live in the real world, and they are just hovering above us. Like, they're in their private jets, they're on their personal yachts, they're they're in 18 different houses around the world, so they can go, if something bad's happening in one country, they can just go to their home in some other country and recreate the same lifestyle that they're having wherever they live. So I just find it interesting that they're here with us, but they're just so separate and apart, and they have their own rules. They have their own ways of moving around the world that we just, we might run into them or see them cruise by in their yacht, but we're not really part of all of that. And so they fascinate me.
Yeah. So, wait, where to go? Here, Sharon wants to know, have you been to Catalina Island?
Oh yeah. I love Catalina Island. And it's kind of like when I said best day ever in this lakeside Chautauqua community on the Lake Erie. It's the same kind of vibe in Catalina Island. It's charming, and you're out there in the middle of the ocean, surrounded just by water everywhere, and it's just a great history, and nothing bad should ever happen there. And then I take my bad people over there. So, but don't worry, nothing terrible happens at Catalina Island because it's a really pretty place. But
Catalina is safe.
Yeah, Catalina is safe. Lakeside, not so much. But anyway, yeah.
Here, Robin says, saw something the other day that it costs a particular yacht $22,000 to fuel up.
Wow. Yeah. What? Just think of the carbon footprint. I mean, it's huge. Like, these are moving cities with hundreds of crew, and yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wait, somebody says, what is Succession? Janet, Succession is a show, and it's a fantastic one. I think it was HBO. Could that be right?
Sounds right.
I think so. Yeah, it's a great. Yeah, and how many? It probably went for 3 or 4 seasons.
3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah.
The writing on the show is like
super
kiss.
sharp and really good. And it's about a really rich family, same situation, and they are all angling to take over the family business, and same idea here. Yeah.
Here's a fun question from Facebook user. Sorry, it doesn't StreamYard doesn't recognize your name, but what size is this yacht, Killer Kaira? And this is important to the story, right?
I know it is, and I can't remember the numbers on it, but I had to look it up.
55 or something, right? Or
Is it?
59.
It's big, and it's one of, they call it mega or super size yachts. So it's I think it's even in the story a little bit. I talk about the size of it because you can go down a rabbit hole looking at pictures of these things. They're so amazing. Yeah. And then all the different things that they can have on them, like swimming pools and helipad.
But the important part was that it was bigger than his brother's.
Yes.
He wanted this particular boat this size because it was bigger than his brother's. It was a competition.
Yes, of course it was. Yes. Yeah, and Richard and his brother were estranged, so now the next generation's having issues as well. So it's kind of,
Someone says, yes, it's HBO Max and also available on demand. So
yeah.
Go watch it, Janet. It's great.
And
After you read.
With your stories, it's like dark but fun, and of course very twisty. But you managed. I mean, if there's a lesson in thrillers, this one is like money can't buy happiness.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah, that probably is a lesson in a lot of
things in this book thinks it will, or love, or their father's love, or
right. And I think our society in general kind of thinks that way, right? So there's people. Oh, I see another surprise. that money will solve everything or make everything better and go away, and then in some sense, since they are living in a world of their own on these yachts and on wherever they go, they can, but they take their problems with them, right?
Yeah,
because we're all people.
All right, so let's let our next surprise in. We have Killer May.
Oh my gosh, what a great surprise.
Hey, happy day. How are you?
Oh gosh, good. Thank you for coming on here. It's so nice of you.
No, I wouldn't miss it. I love I loved your book so much.
Aw, thank you. Thanks for reading early. It means a lot.
Yes, and May Cobb was one of the our guest, one of the first, right? In the first year we were doing this for sure.
Yeah.
So you can find her episode on killerauthorclub.com. And May also gave a lovely blurb to Kaira about this book.
I'm going to read it.
I love it.
Let's see. Devious, twisty, and completely unputdownable. Rouda's Beneath the Surface is Knives Out meets Succession, but on a billionaire's yacht. Beneath the Surface is Rouda at her stupendous, binge-worthy best. I devoured this delicious thriller.
I love it.
Nice, thank you.
I love that. Knives Out meets Succession. Another great comparison.
Right.
It really bore through this book is so twisty and juicy and just incredible.
Oh, thank you.
We loved it. Well, thank you for being here, Killer May. I know it was a tough night for you to get in.
So we appreciate you taking the time.
For sure.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Congrats on you this too.
Bye. Well, that was so fun.
Sweet.
So good.
So sweet.
Okay, so
Janet knows Knives Out. Good job, Janet.
I know Succession. You really nailed that one because, yeah, everybody keeps mentioning it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about how this book came about, like as you were writing it, because we all know that you're not a plotter. You didn't have that twist in your head, the one that we were talking about earlier, the big shocking one. You said that shocked even you.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how do you write how does that happen? How do you write a book with this much going on when you don't know in advance what's going to happen?
I don't know.
Teach me.
It doesn't make much sense actually. And I'm sure like there are far more revisions when you write like this than if you had a plot or, like an outline that you were following. So I will say that I think it's super fun. Like when you're writing the first draft and then, then people are like, wait, what about this? So it's a lot goes into it from the first draft forward. But that being said, the fun part about an ensemble cast, because you get to hear from a lot of the different characters and their own point of view, is that everyone's got a secret. So what I keep track of while I'm writing this kind of story is different people's secrets. So while they're in their first person narration and they're going along telling their side of the story or what they want you to know, then I just have to keep track of what they're hiding. So I'll keep like a little list like, oh, I think Ted was lying about that. Or, I think Paige was like telling the truth or what, and then that way I have kind of a list of their lies.
Yeah.
Because everybody's hiding things and everyone wants you to think a certain way about them as a character.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard to keep straight, especially with as many as you've got going on. But that's something that I try to do too, is like what they know that they are holding back on, kind of. Yes, that's the secret.
Exactly.
So this is the first in a series? Is that
Yes,
correct?
That was a shocker to me too. I like turned this one in and another full book, and they said, you know what, we really want to go with Beneath the Surface and have another book of the Kingsleys. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And that was fun, actually, after they explained that to me. Then I already had these guys in my head. So the second book came out pretty fast because I'm like, oh, I've been riding around with these people on a yacht. Let's take them someplace else. So so the second one is called Under the Palms, and it's set in Laguna Beach at this like luxury resort. So it was really fun to write. I mean, the ones that survived the yacht trip get to go to the Yeah.
Oh, I cannot wait.
I love it. I love it. So Kaira is giving away 3 copies of Beneath the Surface. All you have to do to enter is answer this question about our guest, and we will choose a winner from all the correct answers. Bonus points for joining the Killer Author Clubhouse, the private Facebook group, or subscribing to our YouTube channel. And the question is, which of Kaira's books won 2 Silver Falchion Awards for Best Suspense Novel and runner-up to Best Book of the Year? Which one could it be? If you go back and replay, you will find the answer at the beginning.
Oops. I love it. Well, you know that the Killers love indie booksellers, so we wanted to support them in any way we can, and that's why we've partnered with bookshop.org, and we have our very own Killer Author Club store on their website where you can find all our books from our guests, past and present and future, as well as some fun lists that the 3 of us have put together. We'll be dropping the link in the comments, but in the meantime, speaking of indies, tell us a little bit about one of your favorite killer booksellers, Kaira.
Yeah, Book Carnival, Anne, the owner, is amazing. And she had me there from, Best Day Ever was my first event with her. And she just supports the thriller and mystery space. It's like her love and her passion. And she does the interviews. She's just a great interviewer. During the pandemic, boy, was she sad. She was just so isolated and having to mask up all the time and everything. So I'm so happy to be able to go there and see her smiling face. We're doing an event, I think October 1st. And so it'll be fun to see her again. But she's great, and as are all indie booksellers, but I really love Anne and Book Carnival.
Right, yes. So we'll be dropping that link to Kaira's book in the comments so you can order Beneath the Surface and any other books on your wish list from Book Carnival. So for that.
Go the next time you're in Orange, California. I just dropped it in there. So We have a couple other books we want to celebrate tonight. We have so many amazing books coming out, and only one show every 2 weeks, and the three of us. But we can't let this evening go by without celebrating a couple of very special new releases. Mother-Daughter Murder Night by Nina Simon is out today and is just announced that it was a Reese pick, so make sure to check that one out. Nina is giving away one paperback copy to a lucky winner, so make sure to comment, as that's where we'll be pulling the winners from. And by the way, the Facebook user people, we see your actual names in the Facebook wherever you're watching it, so don't worry, we'll actually see your name. So make sure to comment, and we'll know who you are. But Mother-Daughter Murder Night is a book about a high-powered businesswoman, Lana, gets stuck in a sleepy coastal town with her estranged adult daughter, Beth, and teenage granddaughter, Jack, who stumbles upon a dead body while kayaking. Jack becomes a suspect, and all three women are thrown into chaos. And we have another release, The Hint of Light by Kristen Kiska. In this heart-wrenching exploration of unconditional love, what a mother finds in the aftermath of her son's death could put her family back together, or it could tear them apart for good. So make sure to check out both of those new releases. Congrats.
Yay. Good graphic. There we go. That's so friendly, that knife stabbing the book.
It is,
I
yeah.
know.
Oh gosh. So, membership has its privileges. So every episode we choose a name from the Killer Author Club house hat to win a piece of KAC swag. So that's our private group, which you have to join in order to be considered for this. So we have T-shirts, mugs, hats, candles, totes, all of which can be found at killerauthorclub.com. But our winner tonight is, let's see who that is. It is Chrissy White. So Chrissy, make sure you send one of the killers your address, and we'll be sure to send some killer swag your way.
Congrats. So Kaira, good news. You survived the Killer Author Club.
Awesome.
Aren't you excited?
I'm so glad.
We bestow upon you this badge. And I bet you have a bunch of stickers there.
Yeah.
I do have the stickers here.
Is
I
this
know.
your third one?
Oh,
Is this your third survival?
I think it might be my third survival.
We
Yes.
will get you, Kaira. We will get you in the end.
Next May, you can try again.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Love it.
Is that your second Beneath the Surface book coming out in May, or is this a different one?
Yeah, no, it's Under the Palms comes out, and it's
Palms in
book
May.
2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's book 2 of the Kingsleys, May 21st, and it's up for pre-order now. So if you race through this one, which I hope you do, you can pre-order Under the Palms.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You're fast.
Oh, yeah.
You can write my book.
I think I'm on page 50.
Aw.
That does it for tonight's episode. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. And of course, congratulations to Kaira. We are so excited for you and love the book. And I know that readers will too. And we are back in 2 weeks with the one and only Lloyd Devereaux Richards, whose first novel went viral when his daughter posted about it on TikTok. Lloyd and his daughter will both be joining us right here on Tuesday, September 19th at 9 p.m. Eastern to talk about their story and his new book, Maidens of the Cave. And don't forget, the next Killer Author Book Club is on October 17th at a special time, 5 p.m. Eastern, when we will be discussing The Still Black Waters by Christina McDonald, which, as we mentioned, is an Amazon's first read. So you can pick that up right now if you're a Prime member.
Mhm.
And we will be talking about her fabulous book, which our very own killer Kimberly says, this is not the book you think that it is. And I mean that in the best possible way. And remember, Killer Author Club Book Club is exclusive to the Killer Author Clubhouse, and there will be spoilers, but come join the fun. And for the link to join the Clubhouse for times, full schedule, past episodes, recipes, and merch, surf to killerauthorclub.com. And thank you for tuning in. And thanks again, Kaira.
Thank you, guys. So good being here. Thanks, everybody, for watching. So fun.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
I guess I'm a killer.